And boom, monkeys, we are live. Welcome back to the Crypto Boogie channel. I'm glad to have you cats tonight, right before Charlie and Miguel's Moon Gang tonight, if they do have a Moon Gang tonight. A couple things we got to cover today. I haven't been keeping up with the markets aside from the data that I've been getting from CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. But nevertheless, we're going to review the charts on some of the more important coins, important to myself and important to you cats. And of course, absolutely, we have to cover Bitcoin because wherever Bitcoin goes, the market follows. You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's go ahead and give a shout out to the freaking first Moon Ganger on the chat. None other than freaking Large and in charge. Que pasa, amigo? What's up, dog? And then we got my other homie over here, Moon Pilled Rational Optics, the mysterious masked moon ganger. Y el amigo Nellyville. ¿Qué hubo la familia? What's up, dog? We got my homie Brown C. You got it, dog. Hola, changos. For you cats that don't know what that means monkeys. Well, it's a slang term for monkeys. I think the correct term for a monkey is actually, I think they say mono. I think that's like the correct term. You know what I'm saying? Now, we also got my homie Mechanics a la Luna, degenerates. You damn straight. You damn straight. You know what's funny, cats? I was, you got Nellyville, you know about this story that I'm going to mention, man. Freaking Miguel. I was picking on Miguel, bro, when we met up in the last freaking Moon Gang meetup or the last Crypto Mindset meetup. Me and Nellyville were picking on him. Telling, hey, bro, we're going to take your Mexican card, homie. You haven't watched the movie Blood In, Blood Out, dog. How can you not see the movie Blood In, Blood Out? It's straight up part of Chicano culture, homie. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, one more statement that I got on here. Thoughts on the ETH drop. We'll check out the ETH chart también. You know what I'm saying? Farmer Jay remembers the meetup. Yeah, man. That shit was freaking cool. I enjoyed myself. Hopefully we have another one up in 2024. I'm sure it's going to be freaking off the chain. Our bags are probably going to be pumping when that happens. You know what I'm saying? And, dude, we're going to be living it up, son. We're going to be living it up. Of course, protect the innocent. We're not going to talk about certain things that happen out there. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a form of its own fight club when we head out to Vegas and we hang out. Nevertheless, it is a good time. It is a good time. So let's check out the memes. We got 3 memes today. And it's funny. Since we got so many Latinos in the meme, so many Mexicans in the meme, this is going to straight up relate, dude. So I'm sure you cats are going to laugh. Now, I used to be married, guys. I used to be married. You guys heard me say this before, man. I like my woman the way I like my fucking guns, com block. So pretty much Eastern European, man. I like them Slavic girls, which leads straight up into our first meme. And let's hit that up. El primer meme que tenemos. Dude, I didn't post it. Give me a second, cats. There it is. Being Mexican and hitting on white girls. Yeah, it feels that way, dog. It feels that way. I feel like a rooster walking on some giant ass sticks, man, to keep up with the pretty flamingos. You know what I'm saying? So I know you vatos can relate and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So that was the first meme. It wasn't a video-based meme. So let's go to the video-based memes, cats. Now, people will call this misogynistic, but nevertheless, it's funny. If it's posted here for comedy, we're going to laugh our asses off, man. Dave Chappelle's always making funny shit, so why can't we? Why can't we laugh at this type of humor, man? So let's play this sucker.
What do you think about that dishwasher?
I don't know. It looks a little damaged, bro.
Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, what about that one?
That one looks like it's been used way too much.
Yeah, you're probably right. Let's keep shopping. Hey, bro, what do you think about that?
I don't know if freaking Charlie would post up memes like this, man. I don't know if he'd post up memes like this. Well, the last video I'm going to show you for the memes is not really a meme, but I think it's kind of stupid. According to this video, it says that this is a Taliban. Check this out, man. Look at this shit. I don't know how effective that would be, man. If you guys know anything about freaking AK-47s, bro, I promise you these cats are not running freaking muzzle brakes on the AK-47s. Now, why does a muzzle And as I was stating, as I was mentioning, if you ain't running a muzzle brake on your AK, recoil is going to be a freaking bitch on that sucker, man, especially if you're running a slant brake. I promise you, after putting 3 rounds to that freaking AK, dude, and you rolling on skates, man, or rollerblades, dude, you're going to fall straight on your ass, man. So I think that's just for show, if anything. Now, cats, do me a favor. Is this stream coming out choppy? If it's coming out choppy, put a 1 at the bottom, cats. Put a 1 at the bottom if the stream's coming out choppy. Hit me up. Now, of course, we all know that technical analysis can get pretty damn boring. We know that freaking, we know damn well freaking that shit can get pretty damn nerdy. But then again, in a small aspect, some of us Mexicans are nerds in some aspects. Yes, I used to watch Star Wars and all that other shit when I was a kid. So we're definitely going to hit up the Bitcoin chart. We're going to do a little bit of TA. But we're also going to hit up the fragrance of the day. Nellyville, you're going to want to stick around for this one, man. Because I learned this sucker off freaking Kevin Samuels. I took his advice, and this shit is fire, dog. The freaking fragrance of the day. Of course, I wanted to share one of his videos, but I think the people running his channel are very extreme about using his content. And knowing Kevin, when I talk to him, bro, he's very straight to the point. He's very businesslike. So I don't want to share his video and get like a copyright strike or something like that, or get called out by his crew. So I'm going to go ahead and just do the review myself on this fragrance, man. And you cats are going to love it. We'll hit that up about a quarter way into the stream or halfway into the stream. Now, let's start it off with BTC, man. Let's start off with BTC. Vamos a ver. And we're going to move over here to the doggone Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin's current value exactly at 41,000. I'm assuming that this is probably a psychological level, and it may be difficult to break to the downside unless we get really bad news going on. According to Alex Jones, and of course, I mean, this is just, I just watch his videos. I don't really take all his data for freaking, for real. I mean, a lot of his stuff's been correct. A lot of his stuff has been incorrect. So if he was mentioning that NATO was mobilizing to start a war with Russia, he stated that, of course, that would be considered a black swan event, and of course, we'd break past 41,000 if we did go into a big time war, as far as NATO and freaking the Russian Federation going at it. You know what I'm saying? And you know damn well, if the United States, if NATO gets involved, the U.S. has to get involved, if anything. You know what I'm saying? So could we go lower? Yes, we can. But 41,000 is a psychological level. And the reason I say that is because currently it's almost a round number. And we could come back down here to about 40,000, give or take. I am noticing that we topped up here, and that was on December 8th at the value of about 44,729. And if I grab a trend line, of course, this is not really advanced TA, but nevertheless, this is TA that you can utilize. I mean, sometimes something simple works, bro. Sometimes something simple works. And as per what we're seeing here, we got 1, possibly 2, 3, 4 points of contact. And it seems like we're setting up for a descending triangle. Do I think we'll break past down 40,000? I don't think we will. Will this descending triangle play out? I don't think it will. I mean, in a couple of minutes, I am going to show you an ascending triangle on another chart, on another coin, and you're going to see how it didn't play out. Whenever you guys find these patterns inside a TA chart, it doesn't 100% mean that it's going to play that way. It's going to play out that way. Not always. That's not always the case, if anything. And if we grab this freaking triangle over here, and we draw up this little triangle line down this way, that would be what you call a descending triangle. Of course, I don't think that'll end up playing out. We have an ascending one at the bottom, which did play out, and now we have a descending one going to the downside. Our current day on the 60-day cycle, we're at about day 34. So as we continue towards the 60-day cycle and we push this all the way out to about day 45, which could be a possibility of when we hit our low for the 60-day cycle, that would be January 2nd. that could be when we start a new cycle. But do I think that it's going to play out that way? I don't think it will. As of late, I'm sure you cats heard, and I wish I had prepared this video. I'm just thinking of it now as I speak to you guys. Gary Gensler pretty much stated that they're trying to adjust their rules for the upcoming Bitcoin ETF because the courts forced them into making that decision, even though he thinks otherwise of that decision. So it does seem like he will comply and not go rogue. Let's keep our fingers crossed and let's say he does that. You know what I'm saying? And if we do get that Bitcoin approval of that ETF on the 10th, that would put us exactly at 57 bars. Does that mean we'll hit a low at day 57? No, you guys have heard me state this before. I think that we will probably go a little bit longer than 60 days, possibly 70 days or 68 days on average, because I do think the market will go overheated. If we remain in this level of about freaking doggone 40, let's go ahead and take a little measurement here. Let's grab our trend line and pull it from here to about here. We pull this sucker up. And do I think it will go this far? I mean, it can definitely be a possibility, man. We pull it from here to here. That'll put us at about 55, 457. We may be around that area when Bitcoin decides to take a dip after we go past the freaking Bitcoin ETF approval. So that is measuring it on an angle. If we pull this straight up, that will put us exactly at 65. Will we go up to 65? It is a possibility, but I would like to keep it conservative, and I do think that we'll probably end up like around 56 or so once we do get the Bitcoin ETF approval. I mean, that would not, I wouldn't give any doubts to that. Another reason I think that after we get the Bitcoin ETF approval, one thing that can occur, a lot of cats are getting their income tax return. So what do people do with that extra money? They go buy stupid shit, and then you get the smarter people that go ahead and invest in the market. They either put it in stocks, they put it in real estate. Hence, that time of year is when real estate gets good. Mind you, I myself am in real estate, and that's the hottest time of the year when I sell majority of my properties. You know what I'm saying, cats? So food for thought. You're going to have a double whammy right there. Bitcoin ETF approval, and then you're going to get income tax return. And then following after that, we're going to have the halving. So next year should be pretty bullish. Of course, hoping that there is no black swan event, if anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm noticing on the Bitcoin chart. We've got a descending triangle. But as stated, I think we'll come down here to 40,000. Let's check this sucker out on the 4-hour chart, and let's see how it's doing with the EMA ribbon. Now, we are slightly below the EMA ribbon on the 4-hour chart, but we'll probably end up bouncing back to the upside, if anything. Let's see what the EMA ribbon looks on the daily. And on the daily, guess what, cats? We've got a shitload of support down here. You can tell that the freaking candles are trying to push into the EMA ribbon, and the harder it tries to push into it, the more resistance it meets. So I really don't think we'll get to the bottom side of this EMA ribbon. I don't think we'll break below it. Of course, I mean, dude, I would like it to. I'm always in the mood to be a bear, so I can end up buying more. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm not buying Bitcoin. I'm buying more of freaking Ethereum. I am DCAing lightly into Solana, and I did participate in that fight club that you cats probably got into with the Citadel. You know what I'm saying? So let's check out the chart. Let's check out the chats. Let's see what the chats are saying. You know what I'm saying? And Brown, puro pinche vato Taliban. Yeah, dude, that's funny as hell, bro. When I shoot, the cases go into my shirt. When I shoot, the case will go in between the wheel and the floor. Eat shit. Dude, that's a damn good point, Large and in Charge. Of course, he's referring to that earlier video I showed you cats about the freaking Taliban rolling on roller skates. Think about that shit, man. Let's say you discharge your freaking AK or your AR-15, man, while you're rolling on them rollerblades, bro, and your homie next to you freaking rolls over that casing, bro. Dude, you're going to eat some freaking deck, son. You're going to eat some deck, and you're going to lose some damn teeth. Well, it's a good thing that in these third world nations, freaking dentistry is cheap, because it sure as hell ain't cheap here, dog. You know what I'm saying? Screw that. I ain't losing my girl for that, man. And I'm not about making my teeth look gold either. You know what I'm saying? And then El Camarada Tex-Mex, the hardest working trucker in America. Aquí estamos, Boogie. Glad to see you here, homie. And then Chaotic TBG. Hey, man, welcome to the channel, bro. I don't think I've ever seen you here, man. Welcome to the channel. With that stated, give this channel a like, share the video on freaking Twitter, share the video to your family, share it to your friends, subscribe to my channel. The more I do this, the more I want to freaking do videos for you cats. You know what I'm saying? And then I can't really say your name, amigo. Where will BTC go? That's a good question, man. That's a damn good question. And then my homie Nellyville. On this estás, Nellyville? What's the fragrance of the night, Boogie? Hey, we'll hit it up momentarily, dog. We'll hit it up momentarily. As a matter of fact, we'll do 2 more charts and we'll hit that up, dog. My amigo Christopher Hernandez. ¿Qué onda, carnal? What's up, dog? Jack and shit, vato. Jack and shit, homie. So let's move on to the next chart. I want to hit up some freaking Solana. Let's hit up some Solana. Let's see how freaking Solana's doing, son. Y aquí estamos con Solana. The current value of Solana is exactly at $69.88. Now, let's go. And I'm surprised I don't have measurements on this sucker. I am so surprised I don't have measurements on this sucker, man. As far as, active measurements. Let's put this sucker here. Let's make some measuring points here, bro. This was our low. Of course, we're going to push this over here because this was really our low. And that would put us exactly at day 22. For you cats that don't know, altcoins, with the exception of doggone ETH, run on 20-day cycles. On average, you'll get your low around day 13 or 14 to day 21, starting from the starting point. Of course, we are on day, we're about to find out here on Solana. We grab this freaking measuring tool all the way over here. We are at day 5. So that means that we'll probably continue rallying to the upside. Now, day 20 on Solana, that would be around January 2nd, give or take. When we could start going to its lowest would be around day 13, which would be around the 26th of this month, the day after Christmas. And then we could end up pushing farther after that. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you cats notice anything, you notice that I have this weird looking freaking Elliott wave cycle here. And I measured this sucker out all the way here to this resistance point of about $93. And so far, I mean, of course, it doesn't look pretty. It does seem like it's playing out. I also had this trend line at the bottom, and it does seem like we broke that. Now, I am assuming this is not financial advice. None of this is financial advice. And this is only for doggone freaking, for educational purposes only. I am assuming that we will start dipping after we break past, or once we get past this $93 level, or the $90 level as well. Why? Because again, you guys have heard me be redundant about this shit. It is a psychological level because it is a circular number. Now, when we break to the downside, there's usually an ABC wave that ends up playing out. We could break down here to about $64, or we could continue coming here to the downside to about $56. I would start to DCA as soon as we start coming back into freaking the $67 range. Of course, right now is not a bad time to start. If you cats don't hold on to any Solana, of course, do not dump all your bag in this shit. You know what I'm saying? I think that once it finishes its Elliott wave, we should come down here. Now, let me measure the C point just to verify. And if you see the C point that I have over here, I do have this local top on this side as an area of support. So let me go ahead and draw that up for you guys so you guys can see it a little bit more clearly. I'll grab this ray, put the sucker over here, and boom. That would be in the area or in the range of the C point that we could come down to. Hopefully we go lower because, of course, you want to buy freaking coins when they're at their lows, son. So, yeah. Let's move on to none other than Ethereum. Let's see what Ethereum entails. Let's go up over here, cats. Let's see how Ethereum is doing. Now, we're looking at Ethereum on the daily. We are getting a slight dip. I don't think it's anything to worry about. If you guys listen to doggone BitBoy Crypto, he is saying that he expects people, well, right now, what he's assuming is that people are dumping their Ethereum for Solana because they're expecting, well, a small portion of the crypto community are expecting for Solana to beat Ethereum. Do I think that's going to happen? I don't think so. Ethereum's a freaking OG in the market. Ethereum set the precedence for the rest of the market as to how freaking DeFi functions. And it could be a possibility, but I just don't see that playing out currently. Now, Ethereum is a little bit different than all your other altcoins. It also runs on 60-day cycles with Bitcoin. Currently, where we're at on Ethereum on the 60-day cycle, we're none other than day 30. And if you cats noticed anything, we did make contact with this freaking 2142 level, and it's acting as a strong area of support. Could we end up touching that again? Absolutely. I hope we do, because I do want to continue DCAing into Ethereum. Now, I like Ethereum under $2,200. McGill likes it under $2,500 and $3,000. But I prefer to get as much as I can under $2,200. I think that's a good area to buy at. Of course, you could take Miguel's advice as well. Not financial advice. You could take his statements as well. I mean, $2,500 is not a bad place to get Ethereum either. But right now is not a bad time to DCA, just in case if we end up reversing. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's see Ethereum with the EMA ribbon. See how this is playing out. Ethereum is trying to break into this area of support on the EMA ribbon. And if you look at this orange ribbon, it does make contact with that one point at about 2142, give or take. You know what I'm saying? Let's put this sucker. Let's activate a little MACD on this sucker. Let's see how it's doing on the MACD. MACD. Now, if we put up the MACD on this bad boy, let's take off this histogram shit. So it's a little bit cleaner. And you can see that there's a clear separation between the red line and the blue line. For you cats that don't understand technical analysis, when you're looking at the MACD and the red line crosses over the blue line, mind you, I always paint this shit green, but it ends up resetting the blue line. Because usually when you look at charts, red is bearish and then green is bullish. Of course, here's a little bit different. I'm assuming they do it so it can engage your eyes a little bit better. You can see that we will probably continue the downside, and we will come down here to about 2142. 2123 would be the next point of freaking resistance where we would come to. And then we have this freaking ascending triangle we could collapse into. If you cats can't see this ascending triangle, let me go ahead and draw it for you guys. Aquí está. Of course, we would have to make points of contact all over inside this ascending triangle. You know what I'm saying? And of course, that will re-engage us and shoot us to the upside, if anything. Let's see this sucker on the 4-hour chart, and let's see how it's playing out with the freaking EMA ribbon. I'm assuming that we probably broke past freaking the EMA ribbon on it, because that's what the market's entailing, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you cats know anything about an EMA ribbon, for you guys that don't understand, the red portion here at the bottom, whenever that comes to the top side, like you see it over here, that means that the market is going bearish. Whenever you see the yellow portion, that means that the market is going bullish. And I'm assuming they did this route so instead of going with green, so it wouldn't freaking interact negatively with the candles, because majority of the time people use freaking red and green candles, if anything. Hence why I changed the colors on my candles, so I could ascertain other shit as well. You know what I'm saying? Now, what does this look like here? Of course, I don't think it's going to play out, but a lot of TA guys would say that this right here, what does that look like? Head and shoulders. Head and shoulders usually tends to be bearish, but I kind of agree with Charlie. I prefer my head and shoulders to match each other on both sides, or at least be close to it. And what I mean by that, I would like this shoulder over here to make contact. See, if we pull this over here, I would like this shoulder over here to make contact with this shoulder over here. Of course, it doesn't seem like it's playing out completely, but a lot of TA guys like using freaking half-ass head and shoulders, if anything. I mean, if it plays out for them. I just like to play things safe, man, if it, with that stated on Ethereum cats. Let's look at the chat. Let's see qué está diciendo el chat. Now, for my homie Nellyville, you guys are wondering what the fragrance of the evening today is. And dude, if I had more time, I would do a fragrance channel too, man. And again, as stated, freaking I was gonna use Kevin Samuel's video, but I mean, I don't want to get flagged by his crew, and I got to give that man his respect. Rest in peace, Kevin. But today's fragrance, and I love using the sucker at the gym. This is a great daytime fragrance. You can also pull it off in the evening, and that is Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme from Chanel. On average, this sucker runs for about $150. It's got like a scent of vanilla on it, man. And one spray will do, especially when you hit up the gym, man. Dude, chicks check you out left and right when you're rocking this shit. If you don't know what fragrance to use for the night, man, and you're stuck in between spots, this will always freaking do badass, bro. This shit smells freaking dope. Now, on my skin and on my clothing, it lasts for about, say, about an hour and a half. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to carry a decant of this shit. On average, these suckers run for about $150. You know what I'm saying? And this is the 150 ml. Let me share the link for you cats that want to go ahead and end up getting it. And if you guys know anything about luxury items, you're not going to get it on discount. Good luck finding this shit on discount, man. The only place you'll probably be able to find this shit on discount is if you go over to doggone freaking like a fragrance page on freaking Facebook or some shit and just like fucking buy there, man. And you're going to buy it used, you know what I'm saying? So if you cats want to get this shit, that's where you can get it. Good luck trying to get it on a discount, man. But this shit is off the chain. Would I recommend it for the gym all the time? Not really, man, because the freaking this liquid is expensive. If you cats know anything about fragrance, it is the second most expensive liquid. Well, not liquid, because of course you got to take into account gasoline and freaking petroleum and all that other shit. But next to printer ink, fragrance is probably the most freaking expensive out there, man. So this is great. This is off the chain, man. The ladies will love this. This shit has gotten me a shitload of compliments, man. I think the most compliments I got in one day rocking this fragrance was about four. I got 4, and then I got 2 at work, 1 after I got out of work, and then 1 at the gym, man. So this shit is freaking tight, dog. This shit is tight. You know what I'm saying? All right, cats. Let's move on over to the freaking Pulse Chain ecosystem. Let's go on to the Pulse Chain ecosystem. Now, there's 2 tokens I wanted to cover for the Pulse Chain ecosystem. That's none other than freaking Pulse Chain and Fame. One of the reasons I want to cover Fame, because that motherfricker is cheap, son. It is so cheap. Except, man, dude, I need some more dry powder, bro. I need some more dry powder to get a little bit more fame. You know what I'm saying? But first, let's go over the Pulse Chain chart. Then we'll follow up with a little bit of fame. Now, Pulse Chain's current value is exactly at about 4 zeros and a 5-4. Now, if we activate the Bollinger Bands on this sucker, we are bouncing on the 20-day moving average, or I think we're slightly below it. Yeah, we're slightly below it, so it would act as a form of resistance. Now, let's go ahead and measure this sucker. From this day here all the way to about 13, 14, we are at about day 18, give or take. We'll probably push all the way out here, maybe up to day 23, and that would be around December 23rd when we'll hit our next bottom on Pulse Chain. Areas of support that we do have as we come to the downside. What would those areas be? If we come over here, we could probably get an area of support around this area at about 4 zeros and a 5022, give or take. Let me go ahead and put a freaking doggone ray over there for you cats. And that would be probably the next area of support that we would end up getting. That would possibly be a low. Now, if we break lower than this day over here, which was on day 11, we would have to come down all the way over here to about 4.3, 4 zeros and a 4.3. And I mean, right now, I would wait a little bit before I start freaking DCAing more into Pulse Chain if you cats want to get more of that. I've already got plenty of this token. I do want to get a little bit more PulseX. But of course, I also want to get none other than a little bit more fame. Let me go and pull this to the side. Yeah, son. So that's what we got on this shit. Let's see how it's doing on the RSI. So if we pull this over here, yeah, it does seem like we're going to continue getting divergence to the downside. So pulse chain will probably give us better buying opportunities, which is always a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially before January 10th, before the market starts to rally, if anything. Now, I did keep this 10-day moving average on, and I noticed that it is an area of support down here. You know what I'm saying? So food for thought, cats. We could end up stopping there at 0052, but I think on average we should be here at about 5022, and hopefully we come down here to about 4063. You know what I'm saying, homies? So, hey, what's up? We got my homie, the Angry Twinkie. Go ahead and follow this cat on freaking Twitter. This guy, hey, dude, that was a pretty damn freaking kick-ass recipe that you were showing, man. That shit looked freaking tasty as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? And then we got my other homie over here, Space Auctions.pls. Hey, dude, that's a damn cool freaking little freaking thumbnail you got there, man. Damn straight. And then Brown, me like cheap. Yeah, dude, don't us all, man. Don't we all like freaking everything of quality to be cheap? You know what I'm saying? But I tell you one thing, man. When I was in the holster market, when I would sell freaking holsters for freaking firearms and stuff like that, at the time, I think it was around 2010, 2011, man, the biggest holster company out there that was making Kydex holsters, because Kydex is probably the way to go because you can reholster after you freaking use your weapon, and it's easier to reholster. They were only making for Glocks and I think a couple of HKs and SIGs. So what we did, we found a gap in the market, and we ended up making holsters for all kinds of weapons out there. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I noticed, we always tried keeping our prices cheap. We always tried keeping our prices cheap for the clients. But you know what came with that? Even though we had compared both holsters, Raven Concealment and our own holsters, side by side, the quality was the same, man. Or ours was slightly better. But for the reason being that we were charging less for the holster, people thought it was less quality. So if you really think about it, man, Chanel Allure Sport O Extreme, even though it runs for $150, man, dude, you can probably find better fragrances out there than that. But because it's a Chanel brand and because it's expensive, people actually think it's higher quality. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, food for thought. A lot of time, I mean, when it comes to weapons as well, man, I mean, that applies as well. I mean, look at AK-47s, bro. AK-47s are as reliable. Well, foreign AK-47s, a lot of them made here in the U.S. are shit because they're not built correctly. There's a certain method when you're building an AK-47. But enough about guns, man. I won't shut up about guns. I love freaking talking about weapons, if anything, cats. So now I want to talk about a special token that I like a lot, and that's none other than freaking Ton Token. I think this token's going to do great. It's, from my understanding, this one's associated to Telegram. You know what I'm saying? And it stands for the Open Network. Currently, I bought at about a value of about, what, $2.20. The current value of Ton is at about $2.14 right now. Now, why did I buy over here on this day? We were on day 4 of the 20-day cycle that it usually runs. Because I knew that we're probably going to run to the upside, and I don't think we're going to break past below this $1.92. If it does, great, I'll buy some more. Now, the only setback about Ton, I tried doing my research on this shit as much as I could. I could not find it on its native network on any of the exchanges over here in the United States. So I had to get it on Uniswap. Now, shout out to my homie Tex-Mex. I haven't tested this shit. He sent me some data on a bridge where you can send that sucker over, because the Ton token that I have is ERC20 based, and you could bridge it over and put it on its own native L1, which I think that's pretty damn cool. So Tex-Mex, I got to get with you, man, to learn how to use that freaking bridge. And if I get that data, cats, I will forward it to you guys because I am bullish on this token. As stated, we are currently at about $2.14 in value, and we are day 7 of its 20-day cycle. If I pull this all the way out to day 14, that'll put us exactly on Christmas Day, which is December 25th. So it could start pulling back around that day because on average, tokens do pull back around day 14 all the way to about day 21. Sometimes you'll get some cycles which run up to 23, and you'll get some anomalies. 23 will put us around January 3rd. Sometimes you'll get some anomalies that go all the way up to 25. You know what I'm saying? And you do see that a little bit more consistently as far as anomalies go over here on freaking altcoins, for the reason being that they run their cycles faster than that of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's 60-day cycles. So food for thought, cats. Now, you guys had heard me talk about this earlier, that ascending triangles and descending triangles don't always play out. And this is a perfect example of that. What do we have here? We have a giant ass freaking ascending triangle. What ended up happening? We ended up breaking outside of it. Over here, it seemed like we were about to break out here on freaking November 8th, but the market said, nah, I'd rather not to, and then we started dipping down. I saw that as a buying opportunity, and I got me some of this freaking ton token. Now, Miguel and Charlie, they recommend that you have this on its native chain, so I got to find a way. Of course, I got to get with my homie Tex-Mex to see how to get the sucker on the native chain. Let's put on the EMA ribbon. I'm assuming we're below support, and we are. Now, the badass thing about this is that we do have this 200-day EMA, which can also act as an area of support, and we can come down here to about $2.03. That can be a possibility if you guys want to get on this freaking ton coin. And the funny thing is, the only people talking about ton right now is none other than Charlie and Miguel. They're the only ones, and myself. Everybody else is freaking super quiet about this shit. I do think that this token's going to do well, especially with the fame Telegram's going to get as we approach the upcoming elections. Or as Roseanne Barr said, there is going to be no elections. You know what I'm saying? I hope I'm not labeled a conspiracy theorist channel. But I think that people are going to come over to Ton, or they're going to come over to Telegram, and they're going to come over to freaking Twitter, for the reason being that we want to get information, because Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and the freaking the Tradcon media, or not the Tradcon media, the traditional media, they're not going to give us data on shit as to what's going on with the elections. And I think it's probably going to be a crazy election cycle. I think Telegram's going to do good, and I also believe that Twitter's going to do good. So hence, Doge would also possibly be another good token to get into, cats. So food for thought. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do want to cover one more token. Well, no, we got two more, and this is more GameFi related before we call it a night, cats. And we're going to cover, of course, we're going to cover some Jewel and none other than Illuvium. I know you cats are bullish on Illuvium. You know what? Let's do some Illuvium first. What do you guys think? Let's see how freaking Illuvium's doing, son. Wait a minute. Did I have a brain fart and did I forget to cover fame? Type one in the chat if I forgot to cover fame. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna move on to the Illuvium chart. Sorry, cats. I had too much freaking McDonald's coffee. That happens to me when I consume too much coffee. Now, over here on Illuvium, its current value is at about $86. And we did run this Elliott wave cycle on Illuvium over here at the bottom at a value of about $38. We ran all the way up over here to about 51, which would put us at our one marker point, and then we came back down over here to $47. Then we ran pretty damn hard up over here, and we hit $104. We broke down, and then we came back up slightly above freaking $104 at a value of about $122. Now, it does seem like this ABC wave's playing out, but it does seem like this A wave on the way down does seem like it may be approaching its end. Now, let's go ahead and take some measurements to see what day of the cycle we're on. It would not surprise me that we're already at the end of its 20-day cycle. So if we pull this sucker over here, we are exactly at 20 days, cats. So does that mean it's a good time to buy? I would say so. I would say right now is a good time to buy. And then we'll probably rally up a little bit over here to 121, and then we'll continue breaking down, possibly down here for $85. Now, shout out to you cats that went ahead and sold some of your freaking Illuvium on the way up over here at about 116, all the way up to freaking doggone 120. And now you're cultivating your crypto and you're buying lower. So if we don't freaking, I think the max that we can possibly go to its low will probably be around day 23, which would be December 21st. But right now is not a bad time to DCA, cats. It's at a good value, $86.90. I think Illuvium is going to do great on the low end. And of course, man, I'm being extremely, extremely conservative on this. I think this sucker's going up to $3,000, man, if anything. Last cycle, we ran all the way up to freaking $2,000, man. So, dude, this shit's going to do great, man. This shit's definitely going to do great. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my first little DCA into ton today, just a couple $100 for now. Hey, está bien, Brown. That's okay, man. You don't have to do a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do a lot, homie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, whatever you can freaking put your hands on, bro, go for it, dog. You know what I'm saying? I think Ton's going to do good. But the thing about Ton Token is that it's mostly available to Europeans and everywhere else around the world. They really don't cater too much to the American market because of freaking Gary Gensler, man. You know what I'm saying? So we'll hit up the last freaking token of the night, and that's none other than freaking Jewel. Let's see how Jewel's doing. Now, Jewel's current value is exactly at 36 cents. That's where its current value is at. For you cats that don't know how to buy Jewel, go over to DeFiKingdoms.com, and I think you can use your debit card to go or your credit card to buy Jewel on there, if anything. If you don't use it that way, you're probably going to have to use the Synapse bridge to go ahead and get yourself some Jewel. And it does seem that on Jewel, we are at day 19 of its low. And I'm assuming that we've already hit our low because I don't see that in 3 days we're going to break past here date under 30 cents. You know what I'm saying? So we may start up another cycle on this, cats. I do know that Cryptos R Us is pushing this token a lot. And he mentioned that he does not believe this token will go back all the way to its all-time high. I mean, I think he's being a little bit conservative on the issue because he doesn't want you guys to FOMO too hard into it. I think this token will possibly go all the way back up to freaking at least $10, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, what am I seeing here? Let's go ahead and grab this drawing tool. If we pull this up, what do we see here? This looks a little bit like a bull flag before we start running back up to the upside. You know what I'm saying? So that's the route Jewel's probably going. If you cats want to get in a little bit on this GameFi opportunity, this is not a bad one. Now, note, if I had to choose between Jewel and Illuvium, dude, I think Illuvium would be the safer play. Illuvium would be way safer. I think those cats over there, man, have got a lot invested in. I'm not saying that the people at Jewel don't, but I do think that the Illuvium cats got a lot invested over there, man. And there is some great, great freaking opportunities there. I do think that DeFi Kingdom is going to do well as well. But just to play it safe, cats, I would do a little bit more Illuvium than I would do Jewel. Not much data to cover here on freaking Illuvium, if anything. I mean, over here on DeFi Kingdoms. And that pretty much covers it, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, cats. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves with this freaking stream. I will try to be back on Tuesday, give you guys another stream to see how the market does on Monday. Let me go ahead and fucking pull this shit off. Give me a second. Now, as mentioned, guys, give this video a like, share it with your family, share it with your homies, follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube. Now, my user handle is let me go and share this for you cats, man. I'm gonna try to make it as easy as possible for you guys. That way, all you guys got to do is click the link, and that'll be the end of it. I'm saying you ain't got to freaking do much. My handle on Twitter is USCrypto_boogie, as you see it here on YouTube, and on Rumble and on Instagram it's just crypto_boogie. Here is my link. So go ahead and give me a follow, cats. It is in the chat. I wish I could share it at the bottom here at YouTube, man, but YouTube don't let me do that. They want me to freaking search. They want me to stream for at least 6 months, man, and my last channel got taken down. So I'm not permitted to share any links at the bottom of here. So here you go, cats. Follow me here. It'll lead you to all my links. Give me a follow. Comment on this video. Give it a thumbs up. And I will catch you fools on the flip side. And I will see you tonight at freaking Miguel and Charlie's freaking Moon Gang.